You know, back when I was in the academy, we would follow every toast with a song.
Twist.
That is awesome. I love that. I spent the week watching it.
What the chat doesn't realize is that the whole time that's playing, like at this point, I know almost all the words. I'm singing along.
I know, right?
Now, the fun part will be when we get to TNG is picking out the episodes where they're pulling it from.
I know. I know. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Star Trek Engage, where we talk about everything Star Trek and the homosexual jokes flow like water.
like Sorry and Brandy.
Better, Sorry and Brandy, absolutely.
And sitting next to me is my hetero life partner, Samuel the Infamous.
Hetero life
Greetings
partner.
and salutations, y'all. Yes, hetero life partner. Greetings and salutations, all. Welcome to Star Trek Engage. Good to see you. Glad to be here. Beam aboard for a grand adventure in gay jokes.
Engage indeed.
Does that mean that Samuel identifies as a woman?
No.
Every once in a while.
It depends on the cosplay.
Okay.
Speaking of Engage, Adam the Renaissance nerd, his hetero life partner is not here, but he is.
No, and we had a spat yesterday over. All right, I gotta ask you guys this. A little off topic. Golden Child. What do you think of it?
What?
Eddie Murphy, The Golden Child, the movie.
I've never seen it.
Good movie.
It's a good movie.
Jed hates it.
Really?
He hated it with a passion.
I saw his post last night, like 6 minutes after you guys ended.
Yeah, it was. He hated it with a passion, and we had a more vigorous, and I say vigorous, debate than I expected. With poor Devil, they're right in the middle. Devil had to play marriage counselor last night.
Oh my god.
But no, yeah. So yeah, he's not here. He's off cheating on me with Geeks and Gamers crew right now. So
Oh wow.
feeling alone, feeling tired. But I'm ready to send my clone out. He's still alive from last week, so I'm ready to send him out into the danger so that I don't have to die as a redshirt.
Speaking of everybody's favorite Maoist struggle session victim, Devil made me do it. Why do you keep getting involved in all this shit?
It's my nature.
He's the devil. He
walking.
Instigates.
He did not know what he was walking into yesterday. He thought he was going to a nice show where we're going to have a little fun, maybe dissect things a little bit, talk about the movie, maybe just your points. Neither of us had no idea that Jed was going to come in hot and angry.
I have no idea what this movie is. All I know is Eddie Murphy.
It's an Eddie Murphy cult classic.
Okay.
And speaking of eating pussy, Horny Alf is here.
Hey guys. Yeah, happy to be here. Did a game stream last night with Ryan Reaper. Gonna do another one tonight. We're do Halo 2. We're trudging our way through the campaign, and then when we get to Halo 3, we're gonna open up for guests who want to join us on Sunday nights.
Nice, very nice.
Because then we'll have 4-player co-op.
And speaking of the person who pussy's their favorite, Kat the Hijabi Gamer has lots of cats.
Yay! I'm the only one here apparently who isn't.
I mean, it might behoove us to place Devil between Cat and Alf there, because you know how Alf gets around cats.
Yes, stay away from her. She's napping right now. And she looks adorable napping.
Cat, one of us. One of us.
No.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. Anyway, yes, the cat is sleeping on her favorite Zelda blankie. It's adorable.
Well, let's say hello to the chat because this is going to be interesting. Legatus Legionaya says, fade in. Hello at Horny Alf, the science officer of the USS Enterprise.
Hey,
that would
real
be
quick,
Spock.
did we just skip Devil's intro?
No,
He did his.
No,
Okay. I mentioned him, and I think we counted that as it.
No, so Adam mentioned him, so I immediately went to him next because he's the Maoist struggle session victim all the time.
Oh yeah, poor bastard.
Dermy basically makes him struggle in front of a freaking audience of people while he shoves a dildo in his ass.
So Dermy is your Saddam Hussein.
Oh,
Pretty
I get that one.
Oh my.
And
Is there going to be a rebuttal to get
pizza?
ranked?
Probably.
no, because he's gonna be on it. So.
Oh no.
Oh God.
I want pizza now.
It just means that's almost a guaranteed yes.
Out of curiosity, what is the subject today on Get Ranked?
Pizza chain.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, there will be a rebuttal.
He's probably gonna do the rebuttal from last week's that he didn't get to do. Is probably what's gonna be happening. So
He'll find a way.
He'll find a way. Rocky the Black Dragon says, "Hey everyone, what's up?" And the one, but I'm kind of here. I wonder if I can even get my chats through. Yes, you can. The one also says, "Nimoy ahoy."
Yep, always glad to see one. One is a blast to have in the chat.
Yes. And just to let her know that we do see her. Yes. She says, "Hooray, hello. We do see you." And she says, "I love this weird music video. Oh my God. Yes, we all do. It kind of grows on you like cancer. And then you don't want to stop playing it."
It's the melanoma of the internet.
we do have an actual intro coming. We will still be using the Pogo video as an outro, but we're dealing with some copyright issues with the music, so Devil's trying to figure that out. And I need to set up my better microphone if I'm going to do the voiceover for it, so that's why I haven't sent that in.
But even with just the video, it's brilliant so far.
No, the video is brilliant. I love it. Kat says I can't stop watching it. Yeah, I know. We were just talking about that. Set phasers to bop. All right.
Hell yeah.
It's in beep poop bop.
Bop. Bop. No, not okay. Strive 420 says, "What's crazy is I know all the episodes of each of these voiceovers." Nice.
No, that just means your nerd level is higher than mine.
Yeah. Dexter Morgan says this is horrific. Oh, right.
Seriously, I gotta make a corpus version of this. I don't know how yet, but definitely.
And speaking of the Golden Child, Stripe says 420 says great movie. It's a classic. The one says I've seen that with the dancing Pepsi can and the water carrying thing over the spikes. So
yeah, it's a weird movie.
Yeah,
it's
glorious.
It's different.
I love it.
It's different. So
all right, who's ready for a copyright claim?
Woo! Bring it!
Yeah. Man,
I won both of my disputes last week, so
did I.
Yeah, I lost both of mine.
I'll admit I didn't even bother.
It's so subjective based on who looks at it. It's ridiculous.
It is, yes.
Pretty much.
Wait, so if I were to like give my kitty cat eyes and go, but I'm a minority, will it work or no?
I don't know, maybe.
I doubt it.
Try putting that in the description, but
I mean, you could try. I don't know if it'll work.
If they copyright claim with all the gayness that goes on this channel, they obviously don't care about diversity.
No, they don't.
You hear that, YouTube?
Paramount. Logical Spock says the music video looks like a gay 80s music. Well, given the channel.
Well, the show is pretty gay.
Yeah, Grumpy Old Gamer says algorithmic arrival annotation. Thank you, Grumpy Old Gamer. Always arriving on scene to help out. So we are starting. One says, "Hey, Grumpy." We are starting with the man trap. And you can also already see from the very beginning of the episode that things look too far. All right.
Look a little better.
Things look a lot better.
This is what I was talking about last week. You see the cloud formations and shit?
13.1.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Yes. Looks it looks drastically better than the prequel, which it is kind of a prequel. The last episode we watched, The Cage, it was the original pilot to try to sell the show. It didn't have Kirk in it or anything like that, and they basically recast everybody but Spock from what we discussed last week. Here comes Boosh. The planet looks like a giant testicle.
What? Is that what your testicles look like?
Boosh, get help!
Go to the
doctor now.
911. Call 911.
The goddess says, is this the remastered versions or the original we will be looking at? This should be the remastered versions, from what I understand. Boosh
It
says,
looks so good.
In keeping with the ball theme from The Cage, yeah. Strive 420 says this is the first episode we all know. Yes, this is the original pilot.
And speaking of that, we had a conversation backstage about that. So we had I went in, and when we initially did our thumbnails, I screwed it up. So I redid the thumbnail for the episode we did The Cage, and I just put The Cage on it. This thumbnail for this show should be episode 1 and 2.
Yeah, and Alf, I wouldn't say you screwed up. It was a studio kind of thing that kind of fudged it all up, right?
Well,
you said on
yes
Paramount
and no.
Plus they have The Cage's episode 1.
Yes and no. So for the last 25, 30 years, we've been used to people referring to pilots as episode 1, but there was a time before that when this debuted that pilots were not in fact referred to the first to as the first episode, because that was the episode they used to sell it to the network. And if the pilot failed with the Nielsen ratings, you never got to episode 1. Episode 1 was what happened when they got picked up for that first season.
Really? Okay. I didn't know that. Well, holy shit. Okay.
Which is misleading if you have it on Paramount Plus, because they showed the way they number them. The Cage is number 1, which is not episode 1.
True.
Well, not for me. Not for me. I have Paramount Plus through Amazon Prime. And mine, I didn't watch The Cage. I was going based off of memory, because I couldn't find it. It has, for me, season 1, episode 1 is The Man Trap.
Yeah, on the Paramount Plus app itself, it's The Cage is number 1 in the list.
Yeah, and that has more to do with modern audiences and how they present to that than it does with what it actually was when it aired.
Weird. Okay. Well, holy shit! I had no idea. I mean, I'm a youngin. Well, pretty much all of us are youngins, for the most part, compared to the people who probably originally watched this show.
Tell that to my knees, Sonny.
Yeah. So I'm used to the pilot episode being episode 1. That's pretty crazy. So, but yes, this should be the remastered version, which you can tell looks really good.
Our position, orbiting planet M113. On board the Enterprise, Mr. Spock, temporarily in command. On the planet, the ruins of an ancient and long-dead civilization.
Somebody can't spell.
Ship Surgeon McCoy and myself are now beaming down to the planet's surface. Our mission, routine medical examination of archaeologist Robert Crater and his wife Nancy. Routine, but for the fact that Nancy Crater is that one woman in Dr. McCoy's past.
She's the one who got away.
So the episode's name is Man Trap. When does Dermy show up?
I would actually already like to say that I think the set already looks better than, of course, the one we watched last week. Of course, obviously they were operating on a very minimal budget. That was one that they were trying to sell to the studios, but it's
even taking that into account, Ryan, if you take into account what budgets were like for serialized television shows, especially experimental ones like Star Trek, this looks great.
Oh yeah, it looks freaking
awesome. This looks fantastic.
And you even look at the first season of TNG, doesn't look much better than this either. So
yeah,
no, you're very right.
One of the things I just found that stood out for me from the moment you started this episode is because of what you were saying last week about William Shatner. The way you would not, even though D. Kelly is pretty new at this point, you feel like they've been friends for a time. Like he talks to him with a familiarity, like, yeah, they've been friends, which from what we know about when we found out later, it's Kirk and McCoy were friends before he became captain of the Enterprise. So it's interesting. He talks to him with a familiarity of not like a new crewman, but someone who's an old friend of his.
Blue says, you guys are so mean to Dermy. Man Trap. When does Dermy show
up? I mean, that's fair.
It is low hanging fruit.
It is. What's up there, Kenzo? Just wanted to highlight you again. We do have a quick question here real fast from one. Did they have the magic science food making things in the original series?
Yeah.
Eventually, not immediately. They don't mention those yet. They talk more about the galley and the galley chef.
Yeah. I want to
have an actual. Yeah.
In TOS they had a chef. They didn't have the replicators yet.
And you still see it all the way into the movies that the galleys are fully functioning with crews in there. So,
but there's food replicators in TOS. I remember.
Yes, there are food replicators in TOS, but they're not just like food replicators. I mean, you can replicate anything with the replicator, not just food. But they do have them, but they don't necessarily rely on them, especially at the beginning of the series. They operate a lot more like a naval vessel.
And they were probably a little more rudimentary too at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they have them eating like little colored wedges, like of food, like they're weird. It almost looks like candy at first.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it could be like, and I hate to bring up the Warframe thing, but they have in Warframe they show what they eat on the spaceship, and it's like protein cube and carbohydrate cube. And
yeah, that's because their chef is an Oompa Loompa.
Sounds awful. Jeez.
Well, it was for space travel.
What's that?
It was for space travel. It's not like they had a lot of space.
Yeah, that's a good point.
When a man visits an old girlfriend, she usually expects something like that. Is that how you get girls to like you? By bribing them?
One makes a good.
I mean, yeah.
One makes a good point about the replicators that the early ones probably didn't function very well. That the food probably didn't taste very good.
Kenzo has a very serious question.
Yes.
I'm
Short
gonna
answer,
assume yes.
Yes.
Yeah, but it'll be like synthahol. It won't actually have any THC in it.
What's up, Dubai geeks? Good to see you.
What's the point then?
He wants that dad dick. The day.
Seem to be anybody around, guys.
Well, they'll be along. You rushed us down 10 minutes early. Professor Crater?
This is all practical set design. Too.
Professor?
Oh, I know.
Mrs. Crater? Nervous, Dr. McCoy?
Yeah, a little bit, I guess. You see, we walked out of each other's lives 10 years ago. She married Crater, and for all I know, she may have forgotten me completely.
All the bonehead ideas, Jim. How do I let myself into things like this?
Right off the bat here too, you can tell like this point was brought up by others last week, but the chemistry between Kirk and McCoy here and just their ability to play off each other stands out above the actors who were in the
Oh yeah, and even the presence of Shatner alone, it's just there.
I just said that. The fact that
I was agreeing with you.
Oh, thank you.
But I think Kirk's relationship with Bones kind of has that polar opposite to his relationship with Spock, because Kirk is always like pushing his human emotional stuff onto Spock, and Spock is just rebuffs with logic, and then McCoy is the complete opposite. They're like buddy, and so it's two different relationships, opposite side of the spectrum.
That's true, Alf, but they're also like Spock and McCoy have on the surface level an antagonistic relationship, but they're actually very close friends. Kirk is kind of the bridge between them. He's like the midway point.
Right.
You inhuman, green-blooded.
Yeah, that's why I always like Spock and McCoy far more than Spock and Kirk.
Hello.
Pointy-eared hobgoblin.
It's good to see you.
Let me look at you.
Hubba.
Age today. Oh, this is Captain Jim Kirk of the Enterprise.
Hey now. Something's wrong.
Crater? I've heard a great deal about you.
All good, I hope.
I think this is interesting how each of them see her differently.
And crewman Darnell.
How do you do? Something wrong, Darnell?
Oh, excuse me, sir, but
Crewman Darnell, you have a boner. This got awkward.
It did get awkward, yes. It was very correct.
you know better. I would swear that you were somebody I left behind on Wrigley's Pleasure Planet. It's funny, you're exactly like a girl that...
A little less mouth.
In space, no
Sorry,
one can
sir,
hear
I
you
didn't
swing.
Yes, the first sign that something is not as it seems. You know what's funny is that in this show, they actually show you that something might be amiss instead of basically episode 5, season 3 of The Witcher, where they tell you that not is all as it seems, over and over and over again in an awful song that makes you want to put your face against the cheese grater.
or all of Star Trek Discovery.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, thank you. Ugh, Discovery. Well, guess what? Strange New Worlds has just surpassed Discovery.
Oh, yeah.
The worst.
Yeah, you're drooling a little bit there.
I mean, I know
Darnell.
it's impossible, of course.
Why don't you step outside, Darnell?
Why don't you and your boner step outside?
He's wearing a blue
Maybe
shirt
I'll step
though.
outside.
Take that penis outside.
And let plumbing summon me all alone.
He's at half mast. He needs to go tell him whether or not it's noon.
He's got a partial chub. He's
A
sporting
nickname I
wood.
gave Leonard when we were very young.
I'll wait for the professor and I'll catch you both at once.
I'd better go get Bob. Every time he starts digging, he forgets time, sleep, food, everything. Be back in a minute.
Patrick Bowser. He's just standing at attention.
Hey, sailor.
It's quite warm here, isn't it?
Any port in a storm, right?
Yeah. Well, she's not helping the situation, obviously.
No, she's clearly trying to seduce him.
Yeah, absolutely. Which is oh, food.
Standard edgy Bush comment.
I just thought I would have expected Starfleet to be better.
That's a fair point, Bush. I'll take that. I'll take that criticism.
I just am surprised you'd think Starfleet officers would be better trained and be like, oh, I don't care. I can't be doing fraternizing with the natives.
Well, she's not technically a native, in the sense that they think of it as. What's up there, Pacific? How you doing, buddy? Can't be as fuck, but still better than Strange New Worlds. Dude, watching fucking sand blow in the wind is better than Strange New Worlds.
So that Klingon singing thing was real then. It wasn't a parody like Pogo.
You mean the boy band?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Strive 420 says this is so much cleaner than I remember. Well, this is the remastered version, so that's why it looks so much better, because this is a great shot.
Yeah.
Captain's log. Additional entry. Since our mission was routine, we had beamed down to the planet without suspicion. We were totally unaware that each member of the landing party was seeing a different woman. A different Nancy Crater.
Professor Crater, I'm Captain Kirk.
This is
the heroic captain and the intrepid doctor cross interstellar space to preserve our health. Oh, your sense of duty is overwhelming. Now, will you please go back where you came from and tell whoever issues your orders to leave me and my wife alone? We need additional salt against the heat. Aside from that, we're doing very well, thank you.
I'm pleased to hear you're doing well, but I'm required to confirm that fact.
Doubtless, the good surgeon will enjoy prodding and poking us with his arcane machinery.
The salt thing's important.
The what thing?
The salt thing.
Oh, okay.
You know, this is the first time that it's mentioned in the story, but it does come up again. It's important to where it goes, where he says, aside from like we need more salt.
Yeah, because this
doctor
doctor's
doesn't need anything to do with you.
Yeah, this guy's a salty bitch. That's the problem.
He's a little salty.
What you want is unimportant right now. What you will get is what is required by the book.
Quote, all research personnel on alien planets are required to have their health certified by Starship surgeon at 1-year intervals. Like it or not, Professor, as commander of the Starship, I'm required
to show your gold braid to everyone. You love it, don't you?
It's all yours, Plum. Dr. McCoy.
Sit down and breathe deeply, please.
Did I hear you call him Dr. McCoy?
You did.
Boy.
Of course, the chat is busy with jokes.
Yes, I figured they would be.
One.
Kenzo says the scene is real, but it is so much worse. Animated crossover with Lower Decks was AIDS also. Oh wow.
Yes.
They crossed over.
Yes.
Yeah, it's Lower Decks is canon now.
Boost is remastered to really show the ball. Shit.
They made that thing alternate reality, didn't they? It's not prime timeline.
Yeah, Strange New Worlds and Discovery, they later, like a few weeks ago, came out to say it's not prime Star Trek.
They said that because it's failing. I love that comment, by the way. That's hilarious.
Yeah, it really is. That's an excellent pop culture reference on two fronts. The prime directive in the making.
don't stick your dick at alien.
Look at it. Says, was this person the father of one of Kirk's former girlfriends? underwear wasn't in the budget. We hope not for the females, is what I'm saying.
Speak of a Dr. McCoy.
Well, that's me. Didn't she mention I was here?
You've seen Nancy?
She went out to get you.
You've seen her too. You were with the good doctor.
Yes, why?
Thing. It's just that it gives me great pleasure to know that she's gotten to see an old friend and has a chance for some company. It's different for me. I enjoy
Looking like a
solitude.
true space cuck.
For a woman, you understand, of course.
Well, it certainly hasn't aged her. Looks exactly as I knew her 12 years ago. Amazing, Jim. Like a girl of 25.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry, Captain. Sit down. I seem to have forgotten my manners.
Well, all right.
Is this the space Jack Murphy?
She hasn't aged.
Get the forceps.
Gray hair and a head.
She's got some grave bones. Excuse me, Professor. She's a handsome woman, yes, but
Even I wouldn't hit that.
You've seen my wife with the eyes of your past attachment, Doctor. I'm sure when you see her again, she'll be of a believable age.
Well, at any rate, she doesn't look a day over 30.
Genuine affection. I'm glad you still feel it for her.
What?
Isn't it?
Yeah.
She's a fine woman.
Open your mouth.
Well, I thought the machine was...
The machine is capable of almost anything. I'll still put my trust in a healthy set of tonsils. Now open your mouth.
I mean, that coupled with the fact that this guy clearly wants to beat off in a closet while McCoy's banging his wife.
Yes. Yes.
Was that really I doubt that was, I mean, hell, it could have been a freaking thing back then. You never know. People are freaking weird.
Dude, tea parties.
Yeah.
The 60s were a wild time.
Yeah, especially the late 60s.
Yeah.
Space popsicle sticks. Open wide.
Well, he doesn't have a chub anymore.
That's not how oral sex is supposed to work.
No, but it is straight out of some hentai I've seen.
Good.
Space monkeypox.
Strength. Red modeling all over his face.
What happened? What do you suppose happened, Captain?
She relieved the pressure, and he's no longer. He had to go to sleep after.
Oh man.
She went to make him a sandwich.
That's why they need the salt.
Oh.
Sandwich?
Yeah, for the sandwiches.
Wait, did men actually really talk like this in the 60s? Where there's like, I'm happy she has companionship. You know, it's difficult for a woman to be by herself. It's like,
Only old men who couldn't get it up for their trophy wives talk like that, ever.
okay. And I'm sitting there listening, like, did anyone actually talk like that?
Oh,
No.
probably.
I
just killed him.
I killed him with my pink secrets.
I was coming back. I crossed to your crewman. I wanted him to know I wasn't offended by the things he'd said back there. You remember? You remember? That I noticed he had a Borgia plant in his hand.
Boosh.
Oh God, what did Bush say?
I have to agree. That's why Susu makes more sense than Borgia.
Wow.
A little bit of a tangent here when she says she says Borgia plant. I think that is actually a reference to Lucrezia Borgia of Italy, who was the incestuous and murderous, usually with poisons of an alkaline nature, daughter of Rodrigo Borgia, who became, I think, Pope Innocent the Sixth.
Samuel,
Murdered his way to the papacy.
What the hell are you doing? We don't talk about facts. We talk about gay shit on this channel.
Well, if it helps, she was banging her father and her brother.
Wait,
They
what?
were killing people.
Oh, Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's just something messed up. Your father? Ew.
She the dating pool must have been real slim, huh?
He'd taken a bite from it. He fell. His face all twisted.
You don't believe me, Leonard?
Did you look at me like you don't believe me?
No. It's not that at all. It's something entirely different. Jim, I suppose we could complete these examinations later.
We don't need an examination. You can see that. Perhaps you'd better take your man and...
We're well aware of our next duties, Professor. We'll complete your examinations tomorrow. Transporter room.
Transporter room, Captain.
Lock onto us. 3 beaming up.
Locked onto you, Captain.
Salt. Did ask him about more salt tablets.
I'll take care of the provisioning, Nancy.
Something's fishy. It's not bad little ship porn, I got to be honest, for being such an old TV show.
Yeah.
Well, considering that it was done with, model like 2-foot models and a couple of panes of glass. This is, which by the way, Hollywood today could learn a thing or two.
And honestly, between this show and TNG, they really didn't change much how they did it either. Because in TNG, they used models and everything too.
Because it looked good. I mean, why change something that actually works and looks really, really good? They didn't need to change it.
One.
Oh.
I guess he's not a huge fan of Game of Thrones. Oh, it's pretty funny.
Sura, your last subspace log contained an error in the frequencies column.
Mr. Spock, sometimes I think if I hear that word frequency once more, I'll cry.
Cry?
I was just trying to start a conversation.
That's not a very good way to start a conversation.
Well, since it is illogical for a communications officer to resent the word frequency, I have no answer.
No, you have an answer. I'm an illogical woman who's beginning to feel too much a part of that communications console. Why don't you tell me I'm an attractive young lady? Or ask me if I've ever been in love? Tell me how your planet Vulcan looks on a lazy evening when the moon is full.
Vulcan has no moon, Miss Uhura.
Actually, in Star Trek The Motion Picture, it has a moon. I think it has 2.
I'm guessing Spock doesn't have jungle fever.
Do you think this is where Jar Jar got his idea to put them together in his crap movie?
Probably.
Yeah, that's a good.
Captain Robert April. Yes, we are, which I believe we mentioned last week.
We did, yes. Now I know that I know Captain Robert said that the air date order isn't the best. It doesn't flow in a certain sense, but I'm a person who goes by chronological air date order. Because I watch the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies in order of release. I don't watch it in that stupid order of like, Captain America, the First Avenger, Captain Marvel. No, it's and I'm not saying that the other order's stupid. For Star Trek, I don't know anything. I don't know enough about Star Trek to say it's stupid. But for the MCU, personally, I think that's just dumb. Because the post-credit scenes don't line up, in my opinion. But of course, Star Trek doesn't have post-credit scenes, so that's why I'm saying it doesn't really apply. It's just easier to go in air date order, so people kind of know what we're doing each time. So that's kind of why we did it.
Captain Robert makes a good point about the Vulcan moon.
What?
Oh,
I did not know that because I only saw Star Trek The Motion Picture like
interesting.
Twice. It was unbearable to watch.
Interesting. All right, cool. I didn't know that. I really didn't.
I didn't know that.
I had no idea.
And that's, like I said, saw it only once. Twice. Could not bear to see it again. A third time.
Well, we're gonna watch it on this channel. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Landing party returning. They report 1 death.
Bridge acknowledging.
He didn't even have a red shirt. God damn it.
I know. I'm
I'm safe, baby. I'm
That
safe.
means that somebody is dead, and you just.
Yeah, well, I'm wearing blue right now.
Yeah, but not on the thumbnail.
Meanwhile, on the surface, McCoy is switching out the shirt and putting a red shirt on the dead guy.
There's actually a great interview with D. Kelly where at one point he's like, "It's probably going to be on my grave. He's dead, Jim."
That's really funny, by the way. Excuse me.
Oh, Bush's comment.
Oh God, wait. Bush says, "Spock, can you slay like Captain Pike, please?" Bush, you're a dirty, dirty man. Dirty man. Captain Robert says the theatrical cut wasn't a finished version. Longest running test screening in motion picture history. Ignore it now. Wow. They did a lot of kind of testing with Star Trek, didn't they?
Well, yeah. Yeah.
I guess it was kind of like nothing that had ever been seen before, though. So I guess that kind of makes sense.
Well, by the time the motion picture rolled around, Star Wars was already out.
Yeah.
You know, so
well, no, of course I know, but like when the the series first kicked off, it wasn't. I mean, this.
Oh
is
yeah. No, the closest thing they had to this was Buck Rogers, which is nothing like this.
Didn't they also have Battlestar Galactica in the early 70s?
Well, yeah.
The original Battlestar Galactica was actually, I thought that was mid to late 70s.
I thought it was like 78.
Yeah, may have been. I don't know.
Yeah, and there was a mini series and then a television series that ended up getting canceled. But even then, like, when Star Trek rolled out, like this was they were showing people things on television that nobody had ever seen before, like what they're doing with the planets and the ships and stuff, and how even today that looks like nearly photorealistic. It's very, very well done. Prior to that, you'd see, like I'd mentioned last week, rocket ship on a string just kind of being jiggled across the screen.
Yeah, that's a good point. No, that's interesting though.
Sit there. It could be Captain Kirk. He's the closest thing you have to a friend.
Lieutenant, my demonstration of concern will not change what has happened. The transporter room is very well manned, and they will call me if they need my assistance.
What does she expect him to do? Start crying?
Well, and I think it's important to note here, especially throughout the course of Leonard Nimoy's career as Spock, that he is not emotionless.
Yeah.
He's very, very subtle, but you can read his emotion. He displays them very well, and it informs everything that he does. Because as we know, Spock. Well, we don't know yet necessarily in the series, but Spock is half human. He's half Vulcan, and it's a constant struggle within him as to which side is the most dominant. And I think he displays that with micro expressions that, if you're paying attention, it's all there.
Like
but to the casual observer, he looks emotionless. Yeah.
No, right now with his voice, the way his voice changed.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, Leonard Nimoy did a phenomenal job as Spock.
Oh yeah, he did.
So in his autobiography, he said it was really, really difficult, and that it was difficult to spend the week filming and shutting off his emotion, and then the weekend it was very, very difficult for him.
Yeah,
I read I'm Not Spock.
Well, actors are taught, at least especially back then, to project your emotions. You have to let people see them because they has to come through the screen. So for him to then have to kind of teach himself to suppress that, but at the same time still, like you said, in micro expressions, still give that out, it probably was pretty hard. So,
and to be honest, later on in Trek, 7 of 9 took on a lot of that same persona, because she did not necessarily show much emotion. Being a former Borg, she looked at things more analytical.
Yeah, and that's this regarding his difficulty doing that. It probably had to do with the fact most of the guys that you see here, almost everybody who's ever been involved with Star Trek, started on the stage. And in stage work, you're trained to be as big with your expressions as possible so that people in the back can read it. And so this kind of what he's doing here is antithetical to everything he had ever been taught in theater.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's the complete opposite. Because, well, I mean, obviously now, to go from theater to like television, the camera, even in this time, captures your emotions better than say like on a theatrical stage. So it's easier to, emote. So no, that's pretty interesting, to be honest.
Boys, your plan.
Somebody new to me.
Bridge to dispensary.
Go ahead, Mr. Spock.
Borgia plant listed in library record tapes as carbon group 3 vegetation, similar to Earth nightshade family. Alkaloid poison. Chemical structure common to most Class M planets. About the strange mottling on his facial skin surface, there is no reference to this symptom.
Well, then this man wasn't poisoned.
Stand by, Mr. Spock. She said she saw him eat the plant.
Well, she's mistaken. I know alkaloid poison, what to look for. There's not a trace of it in his body.
There were bits of the plant in his mouth.
Jim, don't tell me my business. He could not have swallowed any. My instruments would have picked up any trace of it whatsoever.
Then what kills a healthy man?
I'll tell you something else. This man shouldn't be dead. I can't find anything wrong with him. According to all the tests, he should get up and just walk away from here. I don't know. I'll have the test double-checked. My eyes may be tricking me. I swear, Jim, when I first saw her, she looked just as I'd known her 10 years ago. Granted, the moment I may have been looking at her through a romantic haze.
How your lost love affects your vision, Doctor, doesn't interest me. I've lost a man. I want to know what killed him.
Yes, sir.
I love the professionalism there.
Yeah.
Well, and he switches from calling Kirk Jim to Sir because he, it's something that's lost in New Trek is that there is that line, like when it's time to be professional, when it's time to acknowledge the chain of command, they do it.
Yeah.
With the military precision.
Stupid pop-ups. Commercial. You guys want to take a commercial break?
Mountain Dew.
Television without commercials anymore is kind of nice. All right. Now we're back.
Captain's log, stardate 1513.4. In orbit around planet M113. One crewman, member of the landing party, dead by violence. Cause unknown. We are certain the cause of death was not poison.
Message, Captain. Starship base on Charon 4 requesting explanation of our delay here, sir. Space Commander Dominguez says we have supplies he urgently needs.
Tell Jose he'll get us chili peppers when we get there. Tell him they're prime Mexican reds. I handpicked them myself, but he won't die if he goes a few more days without them. Got it?
Got it, Captain.
Well,
No mistake in our record tapes. Borgia plant, sole deadly property is alkaloid poison.
and Professor Crater and wife?
Check out perfectly. They arrived here nearly 5 years ago, visited by various vessels, made fairly heavy shipments out of artifacts and...
I do have to ask, I have to show this real quick. What in the blue hell is sticking out of his ear?
It's the communication thing.
Yeah, it's what
it's the thing that Uhura wears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I've never noticed that.
Hers is usually a little more curved. His, because she got sticking straight out like it's growing out of it.
I guess it's like wireless to the console, so that they can hear the communications that are coming in.
Bluetooth. It's Bluetooth. It's okay.
Yeah. Well, that's. I guess they were a little bit of ahead of their time now, weren't they? You go
there's a lot of things in Trek that are well ahead of the time. Like in ToS, the captain uses like a device that looks like an iPad.
The medical equipment, the monitors. Now, when you go to a hospital, you have monitors. All those come from Star Trek.
Even TNG pioneered a lot of things, like just different communicators and whatnot. So it's they look ahead at what's coming, and it eventually comes to this.
Yeah, just look at the communicators. Yeah, they look like flip phones.
Yeah.
Well, cell phones, we wouldn't have cell phones at all if it wasn't for Star Trek. They were the ones who, they showed this kind of idea. And the people who invented what became flip phones and whatnot were kids who had grown up watching Star Trek.
It's pretty freaking wild, dude.
Yeah.
That's really wild.
And we hear over and over about scientists who are like, yeah, what's her name? The astronaut was like, yeah, she also even starred on a Star Trek, The Next Generation episode. She's like, I ended up an astronaut because I watched Star Trek.
No freaking way.
What's her name? May J, the first Black woman who was an astronaut. Yeah, give me a moment. I'll find her name.
Yeah, Strive. That's true. Very true statement.
Sports.
Here it is. May Carol Jemison. Is May Carol Jemison, born 1956, is an American engineer, physician, and former NASA astronaut. She became the first African American woman to travel into space when she served as a mission specialist aboard the Space Shuttle Endeavour in 1992.
Kat, what do you think about that?
What?
That comment.
What? No, that's what they keep. No.
Just wanted to see what you thought.
And a marked drop in shipments during the last year.
Dispensary to Captain.
Kirk here.
We found something.
What is it?
I'd rather not put it on the speaker.
Fascinating.
So improbable, we almost didn't check it.
What?
Sodium chloride. Not a trace of it.
This man has no salt in his body at
Can
all.
you explain that?
I can't. Except what we normally carry in our bodies is gone from his.
He would die almost instantly.
Oh, there isn't a mark on his body.
Except the red rings on his face.
She sucked too hard, damn it.
Oh, man. One says, that's crazy. So we probably will get replicators one day, too. Yeah, more than likely, yes. Yeah, Boosh says, I'd rather not put it on the speaker. It's your collection of girls
Damn it, Bones.
I thought it was, sir. Another error on my part.
I'm not counting them, Bones. Are you in the mood for an apology?
Forget it. I probably was mooning over. I should have been thinking about my job.
Perhaps you were. Both Nancy and Crater went out of their way to mention one item they needed.
Salt tablets.
Mr. Spock, outfit a landing party. We're beaming
Kirk's
down
probably
west.
Kirk's probably wondering why Bones doesn't bring him martinis.
Yeah. Well, why are you visiting my room with liquor?
Why aren't you in a bathrobe on my bed?
Oh my God. Yeah.
Did you memory hold that already?
I did memory hold that already. That's what's crazy. What a very odd way to do things, but all right.
I'd think that you had more important duties than harassing people, Captain.
I have, Professor. Believe me, I have. Where is Mrs. Crater? I want to talk to her, too.
Captain, you can't just beam down here and bully us and interfere with our work.
Mrs. Crater, I won't ask again.
Actually, he can.
Possibly the other diggings. We don't
But I'm a
keep
bully. That's what I
military
do.
laws.
Find her.
Yes, sir.
They kind of like police the galaxy a little bit, dude. You know, and you're a fucking, well, as far as we know, you're human. You're supposed to be a researcher.
Team America's Space Police.
Spock.
Team America. Fuck yeah.
Put a sample of the plant to Mr. Spock. We'll check if it's actually the Borgia plant or something we don't understand. You got that, Mr. Spock?
Complete analysis.
Captain, considering the inescapable fact that you are a trespasser on my planet.
Your complaint is noted, sir. Look. Something we don't understand killed one of my men. It could prove to be a danger to you and Mrs. Crater, too.
We've been here for almost 5 years. If there were anything hostile here, we would know about it, wouldn't we?
Bones, tell the professor what the autopsy revealed.
Hey, Ruben,
Our
what's
crewman
up, buddy?
died of salt depletion.
Hey,
Suffered
Ruben.
total loss of it. Medically impossible by any standards.
And by coincidence, both you and Mrs. Crater requested salt tablets.
And your esteemed physician cannot explain our need for salt tablets?
We're all aware of the need for salt on a hot and arid planet like this, Professor. But it's a mystery. And I don't like mysteries. Give me a bellyache, and I got a beauty right now.
I love Bush's coming. Where's your hot, loose wife?
Bush says, where's your hot, loose wife, you son of a bitch? Oh, man. Yeah, jeez. Bush getting...
Started with 25 pounds. This is what we have left. Now, what is so mysterious about that?
It's all.
If hanging out with that woman causes you to have an erection that lasts for more than 4 hours, you're probably going to die on an alien planet.
You're probably a red shirt then.
Consult your Starfleet physician. Ruben says rumors that Lizzo's mom is in this episode.
Is she the planet?
Yes. She's the planet.
Human life in places like this. I'm going to have to ask you and Mrs. Crater to stay aboard my ship until we find out what killed that crewman.
But you can't do that.
But I can, Professor.
You mustn't do it. It'll interfere with our work.
How? You've been here 5 years. Will a couple of days make a difference? Mr. Spock.
Spock here.
Arrange quarters for Professor and Mrs. Crater. Did you get the plant analysis?
It is the Borgia variety, Captain. Could not have caused Darnell's death. Jim, he's run off.
Nancy! You! Salt! I've got salt! Smell it! Smell it, Nancy!
Professor Crater! Professor Crater!
Some weird shit going on.
Yep. That's 2 more down, neither of whom is wearing a red shirt.
Yeah, I know, right?
Kirk's like, I'm going to need you to beam some red shirts. No, not the people, just the shirts.
We got to make this look right for Starfleet.
Yeah.
Jim! It's Sturgeon!
He's dead.
But he died with a smile on his face.
Green!
Yeah, Captain Robert. 2 more down. Neither one is a red shirt.
Yeah.
Strive 420. This was around the time in California no-fault divorce was legalized. Kind of noticeable with hindsight. Bush says, is he saying smell it? That poor ensign. I'm not even going to elaborate on that one. Just not.
Green! Crewman Green, report! Green!
She's a bad lady.
Not anymore.
Now she's a man. That's a man, baby.
More to the point, she's a man she just killed.
Yeah.
She's a transgender icon.
I don't think that thing has any.
Because she swapped sex and she's leaving bodies behind.
Yeah, I know.
I
Right?
don't. We don't even know if she swapped sex. It could have been a he first, or there's no he and she at all.
Well, given how in the beginning of the episode 3 men were looking directly at her and seeing 3 different things, I'd say that the likelihood of her being an actual shape changer is probably not the case, but something that can project an image of what you wish to see into your mind.
Yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense.
This way? I don't know.
Green!
Did you see this?
Yes, sir.
Sturgeon was dead when I found him. I was circling to find whatever it was.
Same red rings on his face.
Thank God I didn't say docking.
You seen Nasty? Mrs. Crater?
No, sir. I checked all through the ruins.
I'm worried about her, Jim. She's not at the quarters. She's not at the digging. She could be in trouble. Nancy! Prater! Nancy, it's Leonard!
Beaming aboard the ship, Doctor.
You can't leave
We
her.
can't search this whole planet on foot.
Jim!
You could learn something from Mr. Spock, Doctor. Stop thinking with your glands. We've equipment aboard the Enterprise that could pinpoint a match at anywhere on this planet.
With his glands.
Oh man,
That was a way to say think with your big head, not your little head in the 60s on television.
Yeah.
Body. Transporter room. Kirk speaking. 3 to beam up.
I find it very interesting in this episode and the next episode the use of close-ups, and it's something. It's just a technique they're really going to keep running with for the rest of the series.
I think that's a thing they did in film around this time too, because I've seen it in a lot of the spaghetti westerns that came out in the late '60s, early '70s.
You know, they probably don't do it anymore because they're pushing for ugly ass actors these days.
Okay, we are back on this ship, which is good. I do like the fact that every time they go to the ship, they show the ship. I think it's kind of cool. They show the outer edge of it. It's orbiting the planet and stuff. I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah, and they show it from different angles, from above, from below. You know, like it gives you a real sense of the 3-dimensionality of space.
Yes. Yeah, no, I do. I like it. I think it looks good. Especially for the 1960s.
Kirk to bridge.
Spock here.
Break out the surface search equipment. I want coordinates on 2 people.
Acknowledged.
There's a body down there, Sturgeon.
You know, I want to point out an inconsistency, and maybe it's just because it's older transporters, but in TNG, the transporters could identify basically what species they were. And if she's not human, how is she? But she only projects like illusions. Then how is she deceiving the transporters?
It's possible there was an upgrade in technology in between. There's like 87 years between this and TNG.
Yeah, so. a great example is the Scotty episode in TNG, where they talk about how he managed to do what he did with an older transporter. So definite leap in transporter tech, I think.
Catherine says, memories from the past. I remember when the Star Trek TV series first showed on TV. Wow. That's awesome. Captain Robert, extreme close-ups are less desirable in the world of high def. That is very true.
Yeah, the only craters you want to see are on moons, not people's faces.
Yeah. Good point.
You could use some sleep, Bones.
All right, John.
Fish out of water.
Bridge.
It's Yeoman Rand.
Hello.
Eating somebody else's food.
Yeah.
Yeah, why is she doing that?
Catherine says, yes, I'm a dinosaur at 72 years. No. Nobody's saying you're a dinosaur. I think that's actually awesome.
Dinosaurs are cool.
Dinosaurs are cool. I love dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Captain Robert says, I was 2.5 when this show aired. Nice. Back to Chick eating somebody else's food.
What went on down there?
And then she's rude about it when he comes up to her.
What do you think you are?
Wait a minute, you were just eating his food, and I think that's. I want to say that's the captain's yeoman. Like she's bringing him his food.
Something odd, Captain.
So is she also a taste tester for the captain to make sure it's not poison?
Possibly, you never know.
Yes, he taste tested her is the question.
That's what I was just going to say.
You were looking for one too. I got there first.
You son of a bitch. I would have beat you to it. I just started leaning back, and I was just like, I was about ready to say it when you said it.
Are you going to beat him off?
Yeah, I'm going to beat you off. Freaking Barbie, man.
I'm a red shirt. I'm gonna get mine. Don't worry.
I'm gonna beat you off. No, I'm gonna beat you off. It's like what?
To answer your question, how many people are going to die in this episode? I think if my math's correct, I think it's like 5.
We're total. Up to 3.
Yeah.
So we got 2 more to go. Yes, Strive. I grew up on TNG as well. Captain Robert. Yes, that's Yeoman Rand, and no, he's not taking it to Kirk.
Oh.
Ruben says she is taking her food to the rec room.
Okay.
And he meant to say she's. That's what I figured you meant. That's what I figured you meant there, Captain.
Yeah,
Captain.
She ends up in a room with Sulu, I think. And this weird singing plant thing.
It's the botany lab because I think Zulu was originally a botanist.
Yeah, I think she's taking food to him, isn't she?
No,
him or
in his lab
was the weird plant thing.
And says dies from extreme priapism. Captain, where is your wife? At this point, nobody knows.
You said 2 people.
Professor and Nancy Crater.
We get a reading on only one person. Crater. This is circling as if searching for something.
Expand search radius.
Yes, sir.
Enhance.
You know, not to give too much away or anything, but date nights with Nancy must be pretty awkward with Crater when he thinks that she shaved her legs.
Oh, okay. I thought he was originally a botanist. No. Oh, okay.
Sulu was just indulging in one of his multiple hobbies. Catherine says, dating myself again, I went to my first Star Trek con in 1970. In 1970, went to the first World Science Fiction Con in Maryland.
Nice.
That's cool.
Nice.
That is really cool.
That is really cool. And no, you're good. You got a lot of great information. Keep that knowledge flowing.
Janice,
yeah.
Is that for me? Don't you wish it was?
I mean,
yeah.
She said they're basically like, what a piece of ass.
Yeah.
It's basically what they're doing right there.
I thought he was going to kill everyone in the elevator. Yeah, no, I kind of
yowza. I didn't think so because the salt is right there, and that would be the easiest transmission than going to face sucking.
I mean, that's a good point. That is a pretty good point. Face sucking.
Well,
you want to suck
happen.
Face? She's pretty hot, dude.
Mm-hmm. She's got a nice sway to her.
Got a nice sway to her. Here, I'm gonna since there's not a lot of talking going on, I'm gonna turn the sound off, try to avoid some copyright here. And of course, they start talking.
That's just Sulu playing with his plants.
Oh, she brought it for Sulu? So she was eating food?
Hello, Beauregard. How are you today?
Hello, God.
Well, he's not going to know the difference because he hasn't tasted her. So.
That plant's kind of handsy. It probably has.
You gotta look. There's the little colored bricks of food. To women, get in the kitchen and make me little colored bricks.
Dude, highlight one's last comment.
Okay. Something tells me Sulu isn't.
That's why I said he hasn't tasted her. So
actually, what's interesting is when Star Trek Beyond came out, they wanted to make Sulu gay, and they made him gay. And this is one of the few times I will say I respect George Takei. Normally, the stuff he spews out is just plain garbage, but he was very angry about it because he said when he was playing Sulu, he was playing him as a straight character. And he did not like them changing it. So that's one of the few times where he said something that was actually pretty based. Like,
well, he talked about that with Roddenberry, and he reportedly he had conversations with it about Roddenberry back in the 60s when this was still airing about like having a gay character. I'm not necessarily Sulu, but a gay character. And Roddenberry was like, I'm on board with that, but the studio won't fucking like it. We're already pushing it with this kiss as it is, which, as it turns out, was part of the catalyst for getting them canceled in the first place. But Yeah, it's not that Sulu's gay. It's that the actor playing him is, and that's where the joke lies, Kat.
Yeah, no. I felt that a lot of people don't know that he actually was not happy with what they did in Star Trek Beyond, because normally Sulu, George Takei says some of the most garbage stuff imaginable. I mean, I am mind blown.
He's an idiot, so
yeah, he puts Mark Hamill. I mean,
he's worse than Mark Hamill.
Sulu. Yeah, George Takei's definitely
depends on the day.
That's a good point. That is a good point too.
Hey, darling. Her name's Gertrude.
No, it's a he plant. A girl can tell.
Why do people have to call inanimate objects she? Like, she's a fast ship.
He is not an inanimate object. He's so animate, he makes me nervous. In fact,
you keep stroking him.
One of these plants.
And Sulu's like, why are there bites in every bit of this food?
I have no idea.
Where'd all the green cubes go?
Yeah.
Well, grab me.
My favorite.
All right, dude's just stalking down the salt.
Hello, Green.
Creepy.
He's not talking today. You been nipping sorry and brandy or something?
Romulan ale.
I like it. Wait, go back to how the hand. You can see the hand in the plant.
Yeah, hold on. I'll get back to
the hand puppet plant.
Yeah.
It literally starts screaming.
Right, you didn't realize until right there. It's just a hand.
Straight out of Sesame Street.
I realized when I first saw it, it was a hand, but you really see it right there.
I didn't see it until it started doing the thing there. I didn't realize it until it started doing that.
It's like, fuck this shit on out.
Take it easy. Calm down.
Pet a damn
Red
plant,
Rocket, Red
man.
Rocket.
Isn't that weird? People don't think that petting a plant is a little weird.
I mean, I think talking to him's a little weird, but people who grow plants seem to swear by it. So,
No, I mean, yeah, that's a fair point, but I've never pet a plant.
I would have already made the fucker into a salad.
I mean, after Yeoman Rand ate all his green cubes, he's probably still hungry.
Probably.
But regardless, looking really delicious.
He's the real spook. Suppose he's going space happy or something?
You can't say that word, by the way. You can't say spook.
So is Space Happy just gay?
no, it's like dementia or cabin fever, and all that stuff. This was early on, and so they were attacking space in front of everything, kind of like we do, like with space herpes, for example. As in Ryan's got a big heaping case of
the space herpes.
Yeah.
Well, what can I say?
You did watch some Star Trek Discovery.
Oh, yeah, you got that. It is an STD. So
yeah.
The door to my
Speaking of
quarters still
babes.
rattles when it opens. Would you stop by and see if you can do something about it? Thanks, Bobby.
hello there.
Hello there.
God, Nichelle Nichols was a fine woman.
Yes.
Mini skirts.
It's a very awkward interaction. They're just staring at each other.
Wait a minute. There's another black person on this shit.
I appreciate the fact that they took the time to say
what
that
you
it
meant.
wasn't about being black, but that he was from like the same region she was. Spoke the same language, kind of thing. So that was like they obviously that was implied here, but it wasn't outright stated, and they were just like, it's like finding out somebody's from the same hometown you were from.
Yeah, because there's another black character in the next episode, and then there's Dr. Mabenga. who's actually pretty cool.
Right, but this, by the way, new people in Hollywood and whatnot, this is how you do diversity right here. You don't draw attention to it. It's just there.
Yes.
Look at Bush's comment.
God, what is Bush doing now?
They speak jive.
No, but on top of that, dear Hollywood, all of you black women actresses who think you're the first, no, you have nothing on Nichelle Nichols. Not only was it was not easy. She's the one who made a big difference. All of you, shut the F up.
You do look a little lonely.
I see.
Oh, we look all
So
lonely.
naturally, when I'm lonely, I think of you.
Nina Kudania. Mamamki Musari.
Una kefiri. Hur.
Yeah, I was gonna say a second ago, wasn't Uhura from Africa? That's where she originated.
The language is Swahili.
She's from Kenya.
Even the name is Swahili.
Yep.
Yes, she's from Kenya.
Yeah. And like right there, she mentions, you're Swahili.
No face sucking. No face sucky.
So it's not a man trap. It's a
thirsty.
It's a thirst trap.
Wouldn't it be funny if I mean, of course, I don't think this was known then, but wouldn't it be funnier if the episode was called The Thirst Trap? because then it encompasses like men and women both, because I mean they are praying,
Another ensign with a boner.
God, Bush.
Lieutenant Uhura to the bridge.
I better get this tray back. I'm Beauregard.
Wait a minute. I'll walk along.
Lieutenant Uhura, report to the bridge.
Yeah, Captain Robert brings up a good point here too. That Uhura is not African American. She's straight up African.
Yeah.
Like most of the crew are from various parts of the earth, because the earth is under basically one government at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So it adds to the whole idea that Earth is united when they add someone who's from Africa and from Europe.
From Russia.
Yes.
He's about to get assaulted.
Your pun game is on point today.
Assaulted.
Assaulted. Yeah, she is.
Lieutenant Uhura, on my way, sir.
I'm a woman. How did I get a boner?
I must find more salt.
But that particular mannerism, I like how they use that here, because it's used in multiple guises, so that you as the audience know that this is the
same person,
the creature.
Yeah.
Yes. And I do like that too. I think that's I think that because of course the wife did that after finding the first ensign with a boner. So did deceased. Oh wow.
He's talking about from the thumbnail.
I know. Wow. What do you think about that there, Kat?
That's not my body, so I don't know if I should be offended or not. That's Nichelle Nichols.
What is funny, but sleeping doctor.
Corps to bridge, Captain.
Wait a minute, I missed that. Was he splaying?
No, he wasn't. He was just resting.
That's how they all sleep. They just splay.
Nothing to report, Doctor.
When did that become normal for humans to splay in the future?
I don't.
So I mean, no. Look, they even have communication, between in the crew.
Video conference.
Yeah, video conferencing.
Yep, video conferencing.
What's the matter? Can't you sleep?
Oh,
I
do you need a martini?
Pills you gave me last week.
Did you need a martini?
You need a martini.
Oh, they're stepping it up with like hardcore narcotics.
I know. One of those
It's like, why don't you take some pills, dude?
Here's some heroin. Call me in the morning.
Hillbilly heroin, OxyContin.
A lot of red pills. So basically, dude's still wandering around the ship. We gotta get to. I'm just jumping to the next scene real quick.
Yeah, they don't know the dude's wandering around the ship.
Yeah,
we
don't know.
Probably need to jump ahead a little bit because we're behind.
We're always behind.
Yeah, I know.
We're always behind, and that makes me think that I don't know if we're ever going to be able to do more than probably one episode.
We might as well just settle with doing one episode per show.
I just don't think we're going to be able to have the time to do it. And we can't make these 4-hour live streams. I mean, y'all have other shows.
Yeah, I can't usually go more than 2 hours straight. So
yeah, so I think we may just have to, or maybe try. What if we did like Saturday during the day and Sundays during the day to try to kill 2 episodes over the weekend?
I'm usually busy during Saturday during the day.
Okay, then we can't do that.
Well, you don't always need me. I don't have to be here every time. It's okay.
Well, we'll figure it out. Let's just get back to this. We'll figure it out.
Or we could do it 2 times a week. We could do Wednesday and Sundays, like Wednesday evenings and Sunday afternoons.
I have a dedicated stream on Wednesday, but I could do it before or after. But we can work it.
We'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
Well, Adam, you're starting to sound like Dermy, pure gay.
I have no comeback at the moment. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
I didn't know that.
Seriously wrong.
He's got a lot of S&M streams he's got to be on.
One person within a 100-mile circle.
All right, we'll triangulate on him. We'll let Professor Crater explain what happened to his wife. Remember my instructions, Lieutenant. Keep a tight fix on us. If we let out a yell, I want.
Legatus, you're right.
my it almost sounded for half a second where he said, "Remember my instructions, Lieutenant. Keep it tight."
Remember to do those Kegels.
It does. It kind of sounds like that's what he said.
An armed party down there before the echo dies.
Yes, Captain.
Cube bunchings. Bro, just hanging out, man. Nancy?
Well, come in. I've been worried sick about you.
Wow.
You want a martini?
Jim didn't tell me.
Wait, no, Captain Robert Apron, keep at it. You're also bringing up stuff like I did not know. I knew her name was Swahili. I just didn't know where she got it from. I think it means freedom something or other. I can't remember. Yeah, I don't remember. I just know Nyota Uhura means something and something pretty cool.
I'll have to Google it after this.
I'm looking it up right now, actually.
Okay, Kat's gonna Google it.
So the doctor opens up the medical cabinet. It says nothing but vodka and martini olives.
Why does everybody on this ship have a drinking problem? Alcoholism doesn't exist in the future.
Okay, so it says here, Uhura, whose name means freedom. So Uhura means freedom.
They haven't got the synthahol yet.
Happy to see you, Leonard. The others, I don't relate to them as much as with you. You have such strong memories of me.
Wow.
You do care, Dr. Leonard.
Well, it is the late 60s.
Oh, they don't need condoms anymore in that century.
Wow, Bush. Just wow.
Nancy.
My husband? I like your feelings better.
Wow.
Strong.
Oh, hey now.
You can see she's grabbing his junk.
Yeah, by feeling she means penis.
What the fuck, devil?
It's just the way Devil says it, and we all take a moment. Wait, what?
It's just the way he says it. It's like you're like, hold on, what the fuck did you just say? By feelings, you mean penis.
You need to rest.
You're as bad as Jim Kirk. He's been telling me to take these.
At least he brings me a martini.
Should. I'll get you some water.
Bones, these are Quaaludes.
For the young people in the audience, Quaaludes are no longer a thing, but they used to be very popular among a certain crowd. Some of whom did not like to wait to ask for permission. Bill Cosby was a big fan of Quaaludes. Let me put it that way.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. That's a good way to put it.
Look at his face.
Look at those legs.
He's hideous.
Trouble on deck 9, section 2. We need a medical team.
Yes, Samuel, that's spot on there, sir. Quite spot on indeed.
Oh, her first name means star. Her first name is Nyota, and that means star. So her name means Star Freedom. I knew there was something really cool about, like, it was like, it's not mentioned in the show, but it's like something she talked with Gene Roddenberry about. It says it was first used I think in a Star Trek book.
Well, we've I feel like we've been talking more about narcotics on this episode than anything else. And alcohol.
Salt is a hell of a drug.
Yeah, salt is a hell of a drug. Oh, another damn commercial. Damn it. Hate broadcast television.
It's nice that in space they don't they've got the crime scene thing down to a fine art, and that way they don't have to worry about people putting their hands all over the goddamn corpse before the investigators get there.
I know, right? Nudes for nudes.
Well, that's where you check for pulses in the cheek.
Log, stardate 1513.8. I am now certain that the violent death of my crewman was caused by some strange life form.
You don't know that it was violent. Maybe he liked it.
Your husband acting strange.
It's always violent.
Death by snoo.
I had snoo.
I can't believe Boosh said earlier that no me knows nothing about that. Death by snoo.
Crewman dying.
You're so tired, darling. Just rest now.
Medical department alert. Doctors and medics acknowledge.
It's nothing, dear. It's nothing. You just sleep. Nancy will take care of everything.
Oh, wow.
It's interesting. Okay, yeah.
She's about ready to eat the sweat off his face. Look, she's gonna lick it.
McCoy to the bridge. Dr. McCoy to the bridge.
It's not the only thing that's sweaty.
Wow. Wow. She's gonna change.
Somebody's asking, why didn't she take him out? Because she needs to be him. And then also leaving him alive gives her a safety net later.
Yeah, I don't see that on. Maybe my StreamYard chat hasn't caught up to that.
No, not them. I'm just saying. No, I'm saying people watch this may be thinking, well, why didn't she just take out Bones right there? Forgetting plot armor. Is the fact that one, she needs him alive as a safety net later. I think the entity is thinking ahead.
That's something that Crater has mentions multiple times towards the end of the episode, is that this is not just an animal. This is an intelligent being like we are, so yeah, planning for safety, planning for the future, something to fall back on and use. And obviously this person, this doctor, Bones here, feels an affection towards Nancy that no one else does.
Mm-hmm. So
it can use that.
Yes, absolutely it can. Because I mean, and it's kind of funny that said plot armor, but no, there's actually going to be a reason. So
armed and able-bodied crewmen are not attacked and slaughtered this easily. A Apparently, the killer can immobilize them as it approaches, perhaps with some hypnotic or paralyzing power. The answer lies with Professor Crater.
Professor Crater, go away! We don't want you here!
He looks like a creeper peeking out from behind that rock.
He's back there taking a shit.
That's why he said
Watch
go
out.
away.
Yeah.
Nice.
Wait, did you bring paper?
He's taking Go away! I'm shitting.
Professor, we're concerned about her. I'm armed! Go away!
That's what you call armed, okay. Keep it in your pants, cowboy.
Where's your wife, Professor? No
Boosh has ruined that statement.
Where's your loose wife?
Boosh just fucking ruined that. Where's your wife?
concern of yours. We're worried about her safety. Aren't you? Professor,
now
you're
I'm
a
worried about
reasonable
pinching this
man.
log off.
Kirk here.
Casualty, Captain. Barnhart was found dead on deck 9. Same symptoms.
Spock cutting in, Captain.
Something here through the arches to your left.
Stand by, Mr. Sulu. Spock has something.
Here, let me get a couple of these chats real quick. Catherine says, "Did you bring those salty sweet peanuts?"
Oh.
Man, everybody's getting on. One says they don't use paper in the future; they use the 3C.
I was resisting the 3C sales joke so
Awesome
badly.
reference.
I was resisting it. I resisted it.
They're like, he doesn't know how to use the 3 seashells. Did they ever explain how to use the 3?
None of us know how to use the.
There was an interview with Sandra Bullock like 2 years ago where she was asked finally, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I'll tell you how the 3 seashells are used." And she's just like, "First you do the," and then they cut the transmission.
Oh, that's
It was
rude.
brilliantly done.
Rude.
I'm fine with it. That was a great movie, and
Oh, I
it's
know.
aged better than it. I think it's better now than it was when it came
Oh,
out.
it's great.
Because
I agree.
it's an allegory for today's world or what we
It's the
could
same-
become.
Oh yeah, I mean, we just watched it a month ago on Drive-In, and it is the 2020 simulator.
Yes.
Hey, Cybertosin.
Wait, what
Yeah,
movie
and
is
thank
that?
you, Cybertosin says stream
Oh.
long and prosper. Thank you very much.
Demolition.
Oh.
Demolition Man.
Yeah, no, that's one of the coolest things, one of the most interesting things, and one of the reasons why they kept coming across like for example, space Yahtzees. It's because they would use props from other programs because to save money. So oftentimes they like the uniforms for the Yahtzees, which is ironic because William Shatner and Leonard Nimoy are both Jewish.
Well, see the irony of and I'm just going to cross over to Star Trek real quick because Disney's stupid. They made a rainbow
Star Wars?
stormtrooper. Gee whiz, where did the stormtroopers come from?
And it's not Demolition Man, it's Demolition Ma'am. Thank you.
Demolition Ma'am. God, Devil, don't give them an idea. They're gonna redo it. God,
It's making me
they're
want to go
redoing
swear into one of those
everything.
machines that spits out tickets every time you swear, so I can wipe my ass.
I know. Oh my God, when Sylvester Stallone does that, and he's calling the thing. Oh my God, it's so funny.
Green. He beamed up to the ship with us. Or something did.
Quick, get this man a red shirt.
Kirk's just thinking that's not how it's done.
Enterprise from Kirk.
Great, Sulu.
You have an intruder aboard. Could be masquerading as Crewman Green. General quarters. Security, condition 3.
GQ, security 3, sir.
I mean, that's why they're all in shock and terror. They're like, this thing isn't supposed to be killing non-red shirts. We're all in danger now. It's killing other shirt colors.
This monster is violating the rules of the red shirt.
Yeah,
Most of the monsters just kill. They're not interested in sexy time. So sexy time affects everybody.
Wow, that's sexy time.
So if the creature whites McCoy has sexy time with McCoy, what are we gonna call that?
Oh, no
McCoy
idea.
just sucked himself to death.
Oh. I do like this part though because guys are gross.
General Quarters 3. Intruder alert. GQ3.
That's interesting that
I had to compose myself. Sorry.
interesting that the alarm sounds the same though.
Well, they kept a lot of the basic sound effects throughout.
Yeah, that's what I know. That's what I like about it. I didn't know that until this. So I like the fact that for the general quarters, they got the same alarm sound, which is cool.
Intruder alert. General Quarters 3. Intruder alert.
A little side note: when I was in college, I had an alarm clock that had that noise, that alarm, and I set it to that. And the first time it went off, it scared the shit out of me.
So another little side note, because if you look, D. Kelly is wearing his wedding band. He refused to take it off, and that's what. Yeah, if you look, I think it's on his left hand. You'll see he's wearing his wedding ring, and it's one of the reasons why the idea that before it became, I think it does become canon, the idea that Dr. McCoy was divorced but hadn't recovered from the divorce. And so it was if you read Shadows on the Sun, it was a really hard divorce on him.
Well, if that isn't, that's the only other explanation, because if he's wearing a wedding ring and he's not divorced, then he's a philanderer with salt-sucking space vampires.
Yeah, no. It's I think the fact that he was divorced is established. Robert April can correct me on that, but if you look at his left hand, he refused to not wear his wedding band.
GQ3 secure, Captain. Do you require assistance there?
Crater knows the creature. If we can take him alive.
Negative, Lieutenant. But keep locked in on us. Kirk out. Let's get him.
One. Wow.
Oh, people are shooting. Hold on.
Oh no, it wasn't his wedding ring. It was okay. Yeah, all right. Yeah, you're right. I thought it was his wedding ring, and I found out.
One says the alien is going to turn into a 17-year-old next. You know what that will make it, don't you? A saltine.
Like I said, your pun game today is on point.
Yes.
I'll allow it.
That's a dad joke. That is a dad joke.
Yeah, that's a very much a dad joke. I'll allow it.
No, thank you, Captain Robert April. Yeah, because I remember mentioning it during my live stream and correcting myself, and I forgot that I'd corrected myself. It was his grandmother's ring that he refused to take off, and it led to the idea that he had the bad divorce, and the bad divorce is a huge part of his backstory. It's like he came home and he was studying in medical school, because unlike other Starfleet doctors, Dr. McCoy didn't go to Starfleet Medical. Dr. McCoy started Starfleet. He was already a medical doctor. So he didn't get his MD from Starfleet Academy. He got it from a separate medical school. And then after his divorce, like in the stupid new movie, he joined Starfleet to get away.
Yeah. They brought that up in the movies, the new movies. He says, my wife got everything in the divorce except for my bones. And they did that so that it would give a reason for Kirk to call him Bones, because we don't use the term sawbones anymore. Yeah. Back when Star Trek first came around, sawbones was the common thing for doctors. So when they called him Bones, it made sense. But since now they don't use that vernacular, they had to have a reason to bring it in. So that's why he says, "Oh, she got everything but my bones." So that's why he calls him Bones.
Yeah,
that's fair. All right. Why are you shooting it to me?
We don't want you here. We're happy alone.
Did you guys notice that though? The laser, they're using the new phasers from when they the show, but the scientist guy, he has one of the phasers from the cage.
Yes, I did notice that.
And in the cage, they referred to him as lasers.
Or you'll have to kill me. I don't care either way.
Obviously, taking him alive is going to be difficult.
Set your phaser on 1/4. I'll leave mine on stun.
I risk your life for his.
He's not trying to kill us. He's trying to frighten us. You're doing a pretty good job.
No yawning.
Huh?
The music's a little jarring at times.
Well,
Huh.
it also when stuff's not really happening, it's kind of just like almost dead air. But you know, because we can't always show all of it. But Captain Robert Kirk does actually call him Sawbones once and a piece of the action. Interesting. Well, when we get there, I'll definitely make note of that. So Fake Bones is coming to the bridge.
GQ3 now secured except for decks 5, 7, and 10. Come in, please.
It's not in supply and maintenance.
All right, Uhura. Engineering deck
From
down.
now
Run
on, he
through
will be
file
called
folders and include
Phones.
them there.
Phones.
Deck 5
Hello.
Crewman Green is not in his quarters. No one has seen him.
Keep in mind if you find him, he's not Crewman Green. Captain reports Green's dead.
And it followed me. I thought there was something twitchy about him.
He, or whatever, is probably your crewman too, Lieutenant.
He must have been it. No, I would have remembered a crewman like him.
The creature leading your merry chase, Mr. Sulu.
Creature?
Or whatever it is that's killing the crewman. Perhaps I can help. Fill me in.
Dun dun dun.
That was
What was that little run he did? Rewind that.
Serpentine.
Oh yeah, that.
That little run Kirk did was hilarious.
Serpentine. You gotta.
He runs like Ezra Miller.
Oh,
that's rude.
What, like a female palsy victim?
Well, watch this. This is hilarious.
See, Serpentine. I was right.
It's like I'm not going to move my torso at all, but if I jiggle my feet, you probably won't hit me.
Oh man, one's his serpentine motions. Oh shit, that's funny.
It's one of the things I liked most about Galaxy Quest when Tim Allen does that like roll thing and he loses his pistol, and they're just like, "What are you doing?" And they just walk past him. It's something that Kirk does that shit all the time.
Oh, Galaxy Quest, the best Star Trek movie we ever got. Serpentine.
Set. Acknowledged.
You guys keep your communicators in your ass crack?
Yes. I exclusively keep mine there.
Tuck it right in my butt cheeks.
Spock likes to work glutes, so.
And we're back.
It shows.
He figured out how to get the weed that actually works from the replicator.
Oh, we're. Boosh says, "Stop calling me Spock. They can hear that shit."
Hey, yeah, boy.
Oh God, I'm laughing. Oh man, this is funny. It's unintentionally funny. You see that?
Well, that was sped up.
Yeah, it was. Hold on, what the fuck?
I like the pew sound.
It's unintentionally funny.
No, well, have you seen how they fall unconscious? Sometimes they'll fall lying like this. Like it's like I've seen it's hilarious how sometimes they'll fall and they'll just land perfectly.
Well, you keep in mind too that at the time, this sort of thing was kind of mind blowing for television.
Oh no, I know, but that's part of the fun is because we're
the campiness.
The campiness.
We mock it, but we respect it because they were pioneers in a time of television.
Oh, absolutely, and the storytelling compared to some of the stuff we get now is excellent. So, Boosh says, "Bones, what happened? It appears the film stuck it sped up when you fired Jim."
Professor, where is she?
Your wife, Professor, where is she?
Was the last of her kind.
Weird voice change here.
Yes.
I thought that it was something they were trying out for people who'd been stunned, but it's not consistent throughout.
Interesting. Captain Robert says, keep one thing in mind. They were making it up as they were going along. Really?
Well, that makes sense. I mean, this was one of the first space shows like this with this. I mean, that looked this good. So yeah, that makes absolute sense.
Well, and this is episodic. It doesn't get serialized until basically Deep Space Nine. You know, in a more consistent manner. So yeah, each episode was written with that episode in mind. They try to keep it consistent with things that had gone before, obviously, but it wasn't. Almost all the episodes are self-contained.
And
So
actually,
make stuff up.
And TNG was like that, but TNG started serializing like certain episodes, but
two-parters, yeah.
Yeah, but and they would have things they would have like happen in season 3 that they'd bring up again in like season 4 or 5.
Right. That's exactly what I was going to say. They make history. They actually reference things going
But
forward.
I like the episodic versus serialized because I like the self-contained episodes. In fact, whenever I watched X-Files, I didn't like the serialized like main story stuff. I liked the independent episodes that were a story in and of themselves.
The episodic episodes of the X-Files were my favorite. Now the serialized ones I thought were good, but the episodic ones were the ones where it had the best story to it. It had the best.
I was always like, "Hey, cool! What new mystery are they going to figure out this week?" You know?
It was the most fun that I had watching were those episodes of the X-Files.
Yeah, and to be fair, the serialized stuff in X-Files gets really convoluted, and if you miss anything, you're gonna be kind of lost.
Well, that's the great thing about episodic shows is that you can miss a week and then come back, and you're not really missing much.
I don't know. I mean, I agree to a degree, but I have to say some of the best episodes of DS9 were the Dominion War episodes. Some of them were just phenomenal. I mean, and just really, really good. Like, I mean, think about the one with the Romulan senator.
I think the serialized works better for DS9 because it's on a space station and not on a on a ship that is exploring the galaxy. You know.
Yeah.
It's a very different kind of show than TOS is.
Yeah, and I'm with Kat. I did love the serialized shift they made starting in season 3 of DS9 because I'm a fan of serialized stuff. I love overarching stories.
See, I'm a little bit of both, a little bit of country, a little bit of rock and roll. I like the old approach from I like the monster of the week, the adventure of the week, the alien planet of the week kind of thing. I enjoy that. I do, but I also really appreciate the later stuff with like where Deep Space Nine got really into the political intrigue and the lengthy Dominion War stuff. I think that, like, for instance, Leggett Damar of Cardassia has one of the greatest fucking character arcs in all of Star Trek, not just Deep Space Nine.
What about Nog?
Which wouldn't have Nog is up there too, and it which wouldn't have happened without that more serialized approach.
Well, it's like I was saying, DS9. I think the serialized works a lot better because DS9 sits at the border of major powers, as opposed to TNG and TOS, where they're going out and exploring. So they do have episodes where they run into the Romulans, but they're not always dealing with the Romulans. It's
right.
No, well, I mean, and the way they deal with the
Cat, hold on, real quick. John Edger says, "Hello, everyone. The Hijabi Gamer, so glad to see you getting into the original series. Wish I'd caught this stream sooner." Well, the good news is you can rewatch the replay once we fight Paramount over it.
Can I also correct? This is not me getting into Star Trek the original series for the first time. I've read like nearly every one of the Star Trek original series novels. I have watched nearly every episode. I started with the novels first and then watched the TV show. So
you did it backwards.
Yeah, but when I read the novels, I didn't know there was a TV series.
Right.
That's because Cat's edumacated.
But but putting that, I'm thinking of recommending a novel every week. This week, I recommend, if anyone's interested in the novels, Shadows on the Sun. Amazing book. Highly recommend.
I don't want to talk about Shadow. I don't want to talk about Shadu. He's not.
No. It's because Shadows on the Sun. It's not about Shadu. It's actually it's a really, really good book about McCoy.
Why did you read a book about Shadu?
Shavakadu?
No, I'm just talking shit because what I'm actually going to do right now is for John John Edgar, I'm putting the link to the tweet where we are actually broadcasting this. So because on Twitter you don't get a copyright claim and they don't block the stream. So you can go on my Twitter page, also Samuel the Infamous, you can go on his as well. And once they block this on YouTube, we always fight it, but it takes about 48 hours. So check out that Twitter link, and you can watch that there if you missed part of the replay. So
Hey,
I just want to make sure everybody can get a chance to do so.
I wanted to reference Captain Roberts' comment about DS9 there. He says this goes this leads credence what I was saying about with a space station serialized works better because you're in the same place. Your problems are still there,
Yeah, it does. It does lend itself better.
And John says, thank you, Ryan. I will indeed have to catch the replay regardless of what Trek you watched already. Mad respect to the great hijabi gamer. Wow.
Thank you. I love Star Trek. I've always massive.
Wow, Kat, you got a big fan in there, Mr. John. He seems like a cool dude. So
anyone who likes Star Trek is automatically cool. I mean, come on, it's Star Trek.
Yeah. No, that's a pretty good point. This has been some of the most fun I've had recently is watching this.
The last of a kind?
Last of its kind.
Excuse me, you've got the pronouns wrong. It's they, them.
Oh.
I mean, does it matter? It can make you think it's any gender it wants.
Yes, it does. And you get pronouns wrong, it's violence.
The Earth buffalo. What about it?
Once there were millions of them. Prairies black with them. One herd covered 3 whole states. When they moved, like thunder.
And now they're gone. Is that what you mean?
Like the creatures here. Once there were millions of them. Now there's one left. Nancy understood.
Always in the past tense.
Where's your wife? Where's she now? Buried up on the hill that killed her.
When?
A year. Was it 2?
But what's interesting is even though this thing killed his wife, he was still being kind to it.
Do we lose Alf?
Yeah.
He's swapping some stuff out. He put it in the private chat.
Oh, yeah, just saw that. Okay, cool.
Yeah, he'll be right back. That wasn't his initial response, though, as he talks about it later on in the episode. He was set on vengeance at first.
Yeah.
But being a scientist and realizing that this was the last of its kind, he couldn't bring himself to go through with it, I think. And then he, got down and shaggy with it.
I can't kill you. I'll just have sex with you.
Where's that hoe, dude? We've asked you like 50 times, and now you're dying.
One says the
salt monster got Alf. Oh no!
So wait. If he comes back, it's not going to be him.
It's not gonna, monster.
No, he's going to be the
salt monster. It's Falf.
Well, shit. It's going to fuck Ryan to death.
What the fuck, man?
It's going to get salt from your butt.
Man, it just takes such a turn.
It's always flying off the damn rails.
Kirk to Enterprise.
Bridge to Captain. Sulu here.
It's definite, Mr. Sulu. The intruder can assume any shape. Crewman, you, myself, anyone. Do you understand?
Affirmative, Captain.
Go to GQ4.
General Quarters 4, Captain.
The creature was trying to survive. It has that right, doesn't it?
Kirk to transporter room. 3 to beam up.
They needed salt to stay alive. There was no more salt. It's the last one. The buffalo. There is no difference.
There's one, Professor. Your creature is killing my people.
I mean, he makes a point.
Yeah, I'm about to say the last buffalo probably didn't go around fucking murdering people.
That would be a very
but there was
cool
a lot of
movie.
trampling.
Yeah.
That would have been a really cool movie, The Last Buffalo.
And actually, the buffalo are not. Well, the American bison are not extinct. They're rare now, but they're not extinct.
Yeah.
And yes, they do kill people sometimes for no fucking reason.
Captain Roberts says rails. What rails? I don't remember any rails.
Yeah. Do not pet the fluffy cows.
Yeah, do not pet the fluffy cows. Bush says, "Hey, Salt Monster, they're missing an extra in the time machine." Catherine Smith says, "PETA not protecting them from these past assaults."
Well, I mean, for their protection, they, most of those animals would be better off on their own anyway, because they usually end up in an incinerator at the end of the day. That's right. Fuck you, PETA.
Yeah, fuck you, PETA. What you do to pets is disgusting.
Wow. So hateful to the commercial.
They put animals to sleep. They put people's pets to sleep. I hope they burn in hell.
Well, and the worst part of that is they waste all that meat. Like I said, they incinerate them instead of as cruel as this may sound. Those animals could feed people.
Yeah, I have to agree. No, if you're gonna kill them, then yeah, eat them. But on the other hand, I mean, you shouldn't be killing them at all because they do kill people's pets. They take people's pets away from them. I despise PETA.
I don't care for PETA either.
I like it with a little tuna salad.
I mean,
PETA bread?
I guess.
I'm okay.
I love PETA bread. I love PETA bread.
I'm down with PETA bread.
Log continuing. The Enterprise has been invaded by a creature capable of assuming any form, with a capacity to paralyze and draw the life from any one of us.
Deck 5, Section 3. Deck 5, Section 3. Report.
Security 3A here. 3B inside.
Yeah, it's
Uh-oh.
It's not him.
It's Valve.
It's Valve. It's not him.
It's Valve is here.
Hey, Willie.
Fake Alf is here.
Yeah, he's gonna make out with you until he sucks all your salt out.
How'd you know?
Because he disappeared suddenly, so we know he killed you, and now you're the replacement.
Alf, would you like some salt?
I was red shirted.
Adam appreciates that.
Yeah, I get to live, or I'm good for another day. I lived through this episode. Clone number 2.
Yeah, I was gonna say they when did they start implementing the red shirts for away teams?
Honestly, I don't think that was ever really an intentional thing. I think it was just that fans over time noticed that more away team members with no names or who were introduced that minute were wearing
Jimmy
red shirts who got killed than any other color shirt. There were others. It stood out that the Reds were dying more frequently.
I think on Family Guy they called him Ensign Jimmy.
Ensign Jimmy.
Ensign Billy.
Kat, I think this question is for you from Bush. Do you know what Salty and that men have?
That sounds more like a Dermy question.
Yes, that's more of a Dermy question.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Just saying. You could have answered it.
I don't.
That's probably not nice that I did that.
No.
I'm a bad person.
I checked every place on this vessel. It was not a crewman I saw.
Come around. How long was this green with you?
As long as.
Oh no! Oh no! Who is Cecil? Hi, Cecil.
Hi, Cecil.
Hi, Cecil. He comes to my live stream sometimes. Hi, Cecil.
Yeah, I know, right? One says, "Oops, I gotta go. Thanks for streaming, everyone. Bye. Oh, see you, One. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you got the pun game going great.
I know the pun
Always
game.
good to
We're gonna
see
miss it.
Now we just have Boug's perversity.
We always have Bush's perversity.
Have a great night, One. We'll see you next time.
Yes. One was on point. Who is Cecil says hi. Cyber Toskin says March 15th is International Eat an Animal for PETA Day. Eat a PETA.
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
I prefer a wrap.
Captain Robert Kirk, quote, the landing party will consist of myself, Mr. Spock, Dr. McCoy, and Ensign Ricky. Ricky. Oh shit.
That was it.
That's pretty funny. That's pretty good.
See, it thought it could get to the salt in my tracer.
Them.
Supplies of salt have been set out as bait at all decks and engineering levels, Captain. However, no one or nothing has approached them as yet.
Dr. McCoy? Yes. Medical department report, Doctor.
Oh. Well,
I'm not
could
really a
offer
doctor. I
salt.
don't know shit.
Yeah.
Without tricks, there's no reason for it to attack us.
Your attitude is laudable, Doctor, but your reasoning is reckless.
The creature is not dangerous when fed.
No, it's simply trying to survive by using its natural ability to take other forms.
The way the chameleon uses its protective coloring, an ability retained no doubt from its primitive state. The way we have retained our incisor teeth, they were once fangs. Certain of our muscles were designed for chase. It uses its ability the way we would use our muscles and teeth if necessary to stay alive.
And like us, it's an intelligent animal. There's no need to hunt it down.
A very interesting hypothesis, Doctor.
Since it's impersonating McCoy here, would it be okay to call it a table salt monster?
Sure.
Sitting at the table along with.
I'm rejecting this.
On hindsight, now that's actually been said out loud, I'm realizing what a retarded joke that was, and I apologize and retract it.
Well, you are a father, so that it fits with the dad jokes.
Alf gets it.
All hulls sealed off. All weapons accounted for and locked away.
Captain Robert is Unreal McCoy.
Still no lead on intruder.
Thank you, Lieutenant. Continue the search. Crater, we don't know who or what we're looking for. We need your help, and now.
I demand it. I even beg that you get off my planet.
Can you recognize this thing when you see it? Professor, I'll forego charges up to this point. But this creature's aboard my ship, and I'll have it, or I'll have your skin, or both. Now, where is it?
It's right next to you.
I loved Nancy very much. Few women like my Nancy. She lives in my dreams. She walks and sings in my dreams.
And it becomes Nancy for you.
Not because
Every
of
night.
tricks. It doesn't trick me.
This is wow.
I mean, it's got to trick him a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, bro.
It needs love as much as it needs salt. When it killed Nancy, I almost destroyed it, but
It doesn't just suck salt.
I mean, you can get salt from loving. That's all I'm saying.
Kat, that was the joke I was trying to get you to say.
Wait, what?
There's salt and loving.
Okay.
Human men have how shall I put this? Natural dangling salt licks.
God.
Oh my god.
I mean, yeah.
I did not know there was salt in that. Thank you for that. I did not need to know that.
Hey, it's high protein in Dermy's diet.
Wow. Wow, the chat just really filling Kat in. Okay.
Innocence lost.
Yes.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Oh no. She's messed up because of all of us.
And the last of its kind. You bleed too much, Crater. You're too pure and noble. You say being the last of its kind, or has this become Crater's private heaven here on this planet? This thing becomes wife, lover,
Did Kirk
best
just
friend,
say that
wise
he
man,
uses
fool.
the creature as a sex doll, basically?
Pretty much, yeah.
Pretty
Probably,
much,
yeah.
yeah.
I read into that. Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Well, not just a sex doll, but yes, also that.
In any shape or size.
Kat, just in case you need an additional biology lesson.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Can we go back to Star Trek?
What, you think people don't have salty nuts in Star Trek?
I don't need to know about it.
Especially
It's
after
sort of
being
like
on an
that
away mission.
Kirk spreads his salt all over the galaxy.
I mean, especially after it's like it's not at the top of the list of my priorities. Sort of like with the whole Baldur's Gate thing, where it's like, when I play a video game, it's not one of my priorities either.
Yeah, but it's Kirk's priority.
Yeah. In Baldur's Gate, the bear gives him the salt.
I just saw a clip of 2 orcs doing it.
Oh God!
Yeah,
they walk into a barn and 2 orcs are effing, and the female one's 5 times bigger than the male one.
Like Lizzo.
I'm not kidding.
Yeah, I know the clip he saw. I saw during it as someone was reviewing it.
Kat, I believe this is for you also with the salty nuts.
Thank you very, very much. I really appreciate it.
You are welcome. Here to help.
Yeah.
Isn't a bad life to have everyone in the universe at your beck and call, and you win all the arguments. You don't understand. Have you learned to see this thing in whatever form it becomes? Yes. Are you going to help us find it?
Fuck no.
Sorry, I can't.
Bastard.
Recommend we use truth serum, Captain.
That's not very.
Because that's a thing.
Because that's a thing.
Hey, it's in the future. It might be a thing.
It is now, guys. Jeez.
Kind of.
We'll use our magical bullshit serum.
Is the truth serum salty too, Kat?
I think Kat's starting to get salty with us.
Yes, I want to go back to Star Trek.
all right. Go back to Star Trek.
We're almost there.
Resist
We're almost
using
there.
it, but in this case, the professor will give us the truth.
Take it.
I'll accompany you, Doctor.
Oh, yes, of course.
I'm gonna skip forward just a smidgen. Okay, here we go.
Captain Kirk, to the sensory.
It wasn't McCoy. It was the creature. It hit me. Crater grabbed my phaser. Wondered about McCoy. Doubt had crossed my mind.
The phaser's what we're calling it.
It's got green blood. They did it even in this episode. I'm impressed. From early on, they knew he had green blood.
Have they established if he's 10 times stronger than a human at this point?
Not if Crater grabs your phaser. He's not. It'll take all the strength right out of you.
John Edgar says, I don't remember this many sperm jokes in the original series of Star Trek.
That's
We're
true.
We're just getting started.
Me neither.
This is the approved version. Improved.
Yes, it is. This is the salty nuts version.
Professor Crater.
Why did he kill Professor Crater?
Because he could ID him.
Yeah, but he said he wasn't going to ID him.
But they were going to use the serum on him eventually.
So
He's a threat.
Spock's about to mention something here. So, and this is something they wrote in the books, the information books they put out on all this. But humans have iron-based blood. Vulcans have copper-based blood. Apparently, this monster can't use Vulcan blood, so that's why he didn't kill Spock.
Yeah, they didn't say the line where it's like, fortunately, my ancestors spawned in a different ocean than yours.
Yeah.
That's what it was meant.
Yeah. But regarding Crater's death, it was like they were saying they were going to use a truth serum on it, and he would have no choice but to identify it. So at that point, it was no longer useful to keep Crater alive.
Mm-hmm. It was a danger. Yep.
So quite different.
Oop, time for self-loving. Oh, damn it. I thought it was going to be kinky.
Okay, Dermy.
Where's my martini? Where's my martini?
Yeah. Wow. The guy says, why is the yeoman not in her quarters? The ship is under lockdown, is it not? It is. Yeah, it is.
She might be on duty on the bridge.
It's possible. It's definitely possible. But that's a decent question. It's a decent question.
Stop it, Leonard. They're trying to kill me. Don't let them kill me.
Easy. Nobody's going to.
But you must help me.
I feel like a monster.
I like that. He's coming in there, phaser drawn. He's Kirk, baby.
Move aside, folks.
What's going on here, Jim?
Yeah. Kirk don't play around.
No, he doesn't play around.
A hole in her a mile wide. Yeah.
That's why we. Catherine says, "You're shaken, not stirred, please, and salt." It's 420 says Strives 420 says depends on what your duty is. That yelling.
That's gonna take us down a whole other rabbit hole.
Yeah.
We got 5 minutes left. Come on.
I'll bypass that offering.
That's right.
Are you insane? It killed 4 crewmen. Now crater.
That's 5.
The creature. It kills. It needs salt to live. Bones, move aside. No. My guess is she needs more. You want it, Nancy?
Ooh, salt pills.
Do you want it?
Do you want it?
It's
You
a
want
hell
to
of a
do
drug.
Punk.
You want some lines of salt?
Yeah, I know, right? She's jonesing, dude.
Mm-hmm.
You're frightening her, Jim. Not frightening.
I need it, man. I need it.
Leonard, if you love me, make him go away.
You want this, Nancy? Come on, Nancy. Come and get it. Come and get it. Here it is.
Come here, girl.
Here, girl.
It's like that addict drug Dave Chappelle character. Gotta get some salt.
Tyrone. Yeah, I love Tyrone's one of my favorite
Tyrone,
Chappelle characters.
But it actually makes sense though. He's like McCoy's like what as far as McCoy knows, because he's been asleep for most of this. Kirk's gone crazy.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to kill her.
Hey, you want this?
Are you out of your mind?
Get out of the way.
Whoa! She froze him.
Well,
That's
she
cool.
did that to Uhura earlier and to several of the other crewmen. I mean, they've established that she can do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It just to watch it happen in real time was pretty cool though. Like that. Because they were just fighting. Yeah, she's jonesing bad by the way that she freaking downed those things, man. It's
Yeah, it
freaking
reminds
wild.
me of that bit from what the fuck is the name of that movie? It's Dave Chappelle's in it.
does
It's
kung
got
fu.
Bob Saget stands up. He's like, "You're not addicted.
Yeah.
You ever suck some dick for salt?"
Half baked.
Yeah, that's the one.
And they're like, yeah, actually I have. It's a good way to get salt.
Poor cat. Poor cat.
It's a Vulcan mind meld.
It's not foreplay, Bones. Help me.
It's killing the captain. Shoot it, Doctor, quickly. No. No. It's killing the captain. Shoot, quick.
He has a concussion.
This is not Nance. We're Nance.
The blocking in the scene is a little bit awkward.
Stop it.
Freaking like just pounding on her face.
If she were human, could I do this? Yeah, just pounding away on Darla. But yeah, the blocking in the scene is a little bit awkward given the layout of the set. But
I would agree. The layout of the set is makes it more complicated.
Stop it!
And that's accomplishing something because Vulcans are pretty strong.
He has a concussion.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's not Nancy, their chief. Ugh. It's like, what are you doing? But I love her.
When the beer goggles wear off.
Wow. The jokes are right there. We got to move on. I know it's right there. We're so close. Just ignore it.
No, I was
know.
I
I'm
was
sorry. I
just
have to
gonna
say something.
When you wake up in the next morning, you're like, the fuck did I do last night?
Who I don't know how Crater. How do you get around that?
Well,
I don't
see.
care.
That's what I was alluding to earlier when I was saying that date night must be awkward, because she's not actually taking these forms. She's just projecting illusions. So, he's going to see shaven legs, but he's going to feel something real shaggy.
Yeah.
I don't care if I don't care if it looks like young Selma Hayek. I don't care if it looks like
Dude,
whoever.
I'll take Selma Hayek right now.
I ain't banging the poon from the Black Lagoon. I just ain't doing it. It just ain't happening.
Oh man.
All right, press.
His hands are made for sucking.
I love that scream.
Boosh. We're talking about the monster projecting Selma Hayek, not actually Selma Hayek. Boosh is like,
I think he's saying he's cool with it.
Boosh is cool with the bestiality.
I don't know.
Do it. Do it.
Leonard, please.
Please.
Forgive me.
And that's genocide, folks.
This is a remarkable bit of acting on DeForest Kelly's part too.
Wait. This thing can switch its genders, right? And we just committed genocide on it. Yep. Did I say more?
I mean, she's dead.
The fact that they made it.
This is a remarkable bit of acting on his part, because he's having to convey not only did he shoot something that he believed was a long lost lover, but now that he knows what it is, he also is responsible for the death of the last of its kind.
So let me get this.
He doesn't know that yet. He was asleep, so that's yet to come in headcanon land. Yeah, but I was
so let me get this straight. Didn't he say it early in the episode? But the woman he knew, this monster killed and was taking on that image.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but that is a fascinating point that you have to. That of course because I think he was asleep during the explanation of its last of its species, because that was down on the planet with Kirk and Spock. So
yes,
he has no idea about that yet. But you realize, that the show is now just asking you to think about that going forward, Bones has to live with it. Bones, the man who took the Hippocratic Oath, the man who'll do anything to save a life, damn it. He now has to deal with that fact that he ended a species completely.
Yeah, he's basically Ender Wiggin.
Mm-hmm. And that's significant character growth, by the way, which you don't get a lot of in today's world.
I'm sorry, Bones.
Then again, it was the only of its species left, so it would have died eventually anyways.
Yes.
Right, but now it's on his head.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because now that's on his hands.
Yeah.
So that's tough for him to realize. Especially for a man of science, a doctor, a healer,
especially a doctor.
Yeah, and this is kind of exemplary of the kind of moral questions that Star Trek puts forth, because on the one hand, like, the thing is killing. It's killing to survive. You understand why it's doing it, but that doesn't change the fact that it is killing, and it needs to be stopped from killing. But in order to do that, you have to kill it, which would bring about the extinction of its species. Like where is the right side of the line here?
Yeah.
And it lets the audience decide where they stand on that.
Which becomes the classic Star Trek motif in presenting you these situations, yeah.
Well, because Star Trek obviously is more of a show for people to think about and to ponder, tough ordeals and stuff like that. So yeah, it's definitely interesting, and I think it's, instead of guiding the audience, they let the audience kind of think for themselves. So I think that's a good moral dilemma.
Mm-hmm. Leave orbit, Captain.
Something wrong, Captain?
I was thinking about the buffalo, Mr. Spock.
See, and that sums up that entire thing I just said in one sentence.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
On, Mr. Sulu.
Warp one, sir.
Warp one, you're not getting anywhere very fast now, are you then, huh?
They're leaving orbit. They can't just warp out of a solar system at warp 10. They gotta leave the solar system first at warp 1.
I don't think they could do warp 10 yet.
No, they couldn't.
Yeah, at this time, I think they were limited to like warp 5 or 6.
No. Even the Enterprise D's top speed was warp 9.8.
Yep.
Yeah, you can't get to warp 10.
And they had to juice the bounty to get to 9 point, not to get high enough to go around the sun in 4. So.
But they use the sun's gravity to accelerate.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so we know that Mr. Devil Made Me Do It has a show coming up here in what, about an hour and a half?
No, in what, 40 minutes?
Oh, 40 minutes. Okay.
Let's get him out of here.
Yeah. So, Devil, where are people going to find you?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at Nalek3. You can find me at Beelzehub on YouTube, and in 40 minutes, get ranked over on Beelzehub.
And everybody's information is in the description below, but I'm going to go to YouTube. Well, Kat is plugging what she's got going on, and we're going to send everybody to the link your stream in 40 minutes. So, Kat, go ahead.
All right. I didn't live stream today because I was actually unboxing my 3D printer and just organizing and cleaning. I had a lot to do, but I'm hoping to try and live stream later in the week, especially Remnant 2. Otherwise, I will be on Royal Rumble on Friday, and I will be on Screaming Into the Void on Saturday, and I will be back here next Sunday. So yeah, cool. I play a lot of video games. Oh, by the way, I didn't show off the hat Mugsican sent me. It is a Yoshi hat. She sent me a whole bunch of really awesome gaming hats, so I'm going to be wearing them.
Awesome. Yes, that link I put in the chat, that is for Get Ranked on Beelzehub. Devil Made Me Do It. You're going to have a good time, trust me, because Dermy Wormy is going to be on there, and he's probably going to spurg out. So
I'm looking forward to this.
Do not miss that. As for Mr. Horny Alf, go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, Ryan, thanks again for having me on. Another great showdown. We'll look forward to the next episode. You can catch me on Twitter, dropping memes and spicy commentary. You can also, I stream game streams on my Twitch and then re-upload all of that to my YouTube. When I'm not here, you can find me on Friday nights on Dermy Wormy's channel, on Saturday nights, usually on Vets Talkin' channel, and then sometimes on Saturday afternoons on the Legion of Memers stream if I've got time. Tonight, I will be playing Halo 2 at 11 p.m. Central Standard Time with Ryan Reaper. I think we might be able to finish the co-op campaign, so check it out.
Awesome. And
Halo's awesome.
The two new links that I just dropped, this one here and this one here to Twitter, are for mine and Samuel's Twitter channels where we stream this show. So once the YouTube copyright claim goes through, it will be blocked for 48 hours, so you can catch the replay on Twitter free, and there no hindrance, so go there. And Adam the Renaissance Nerd, what's up, man?
Hello, I am Adam Renaissance Nerd. Check out my channel on YouTube, The Renaissance Nerd, where I do takes, reviews, usually play some games, although not until the end of the month, with Armored Core 6 and probably Starfield next month too. You can find me live streaming just about almost every day of the week, and tomorrow's the next live stream, Mellow Mondays, where you'll see some of the familiar faces here as we try and nerd out over things. And I will also join some of these fellows on Fridays on Derby Murphy's channel, Ball Busters, where we're all on that sinking ship for life. I think it's we're going down with it. I don't know how or why, but we are. It's terrible. I feel the shame every day.
It's like the Titanic. Only women and children. All the men are stuck on board.
Ha ha
ha. Poor Dre today. He's comes on and says, "Why did I do that on Friday?" I said, "Dude, you came of your own volition on there, man."
Yeah. Yeah.
You have to join that.
That was a rough watch, that show.
Tomorrow night for me, going to be doing Game of Thrones, 6 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time, with Nomi, Without You, Lily 300 Mirrors, Shadu, and hopefully Mr. Grant Gregory can stop by again, which would be awesome. Also Joker Voice and Tyler the Redbeard, and Samuel, you know how to take us out. Plug what you got and say the thing.
All right, I'm Samuel the Infamous. Obviously, you can find me on my channel, as well as I'm attached at the salty, sacks to all the rest of these people. So, pretty much anywhere they are, I'll be.
God.
We'll see you all next week for the next episode of Star Trek Engage, and engage.
You know, back when I was in the academy, we would follow every toast with a song.